Before I start, I want to say sorry to my parents to be a real pain in the ass. This little problem child, without any future, made his dream come true. Thank you guys. I love you.
It's time to tell my story. Let's go all back when I was a child. I was a really big problem child. I had an extreme version of ADHD. No school could handle me. No person could handle me because I had a really problem with authority. So my 15-year-old, I was kicked out of my house and brought to a crisis shelter. And I came in this shelter with a lot of people who are more fucked up than me. Show me your friends and I can tell you your future. My personal downfall went worse. When I came in that shelter and I was with more fucked up people, I came in criminal crowds, criminal friends, criminal people, and really quick I started to be criminal myself, stealing bikes, then stealing scooters, and real fast I was selling on a daily basis. After a few confrontations with the police, they had a full investigation on my name. I was 18 years old. They caught me, the police picked me up, kicked me in jail, and before I knew it I sat in jail with rapists, murderers, and I was sharing my double cell with a former client of me which I sold a week ago. If you think it can't get worse, it always can. So after a few weeks, I got out of jail. I was walking out of court with my slippers on, with a trash bag on my shoulder, walking down my town, going home, a shelter where I lived before. So I knocked on the door and asked to come in. I had no keys, nothing. They told me that I'm not welcome anymore because I've been in jail and caught by the police. But I had no one. My parents don't want to see me, of course. My friends, yeah, I don't want to get back to those guys because I will get back in jail eventually, you know. So I had nothing and I had no one. So what did I do? I went to a homeless shelter in my town, knocked on the door there, got in, put my stuff on the ground, laying down on a little survival stretcher next to drug addicts, homeless, alcoholic people in the age of 18 years old, and was laying down looking at the ceiling. And that moment I really know this was rock bottom. The last chance. My parents, who always want the best for me and are really good people, it was always my fault, of course. They gave me the one last chance. They couldn't live with the fact that I was living in a homeless shelter and in crisis and getting in jail and all that stuff. So they asked me to come back home, start to study something or get a normal job and just try it again to be a normal person, you know. And I did. I took the chance and went back home to my Eldon place where I grown up, where I born, and I started my first normal sales job in door-to-door sales. Karma came back to hunt me down. Getting on track with my normal life, seeing also that my past life couldn't let me go. And I was back at my my parents' place. My old friends picked me up, drove me to a forest, took me out of the car and beat me up like shit. Like my teeth was out, all over the place was blood. And coming back from that beating up, my mom didn't recognize me anymore. She had no idea who I was because of all bumps and bruises, and it was insane. Even then I lied to my mom that I was felled with a scooter or something. I have no idea what I said, but I thought it was done. But I believe that with everything what you do bad to people, karma will come and do bad to you. So from that day I know my sins are flushed away. That's what I like to believe. Now it was time to move on and grow. The final slam. My messy life was over, so things from now could only be better, right? That's what I thought. So I planned to leave the country and to go work for 1 year in Portugal, to have a sales job there and just leave the country for a while. Just get out of the country. I didn't want to be there because of all the things that happened. So me and my parents, we went to Germany to have a last trip, to thank them as well and to say goodbye to them for everything that they'd done for me, and because I'm not going to see them for a while because I'm going to work in Portugal. So we drove to Germany to have a nice skiing and snowboarding adventure experience in Winterberg, and we came there and I was snowboarding that day. So we came on Thursday, was snowboarding on Friday, and all of a sudden I fell down like really bad, and all my internal organs ripped, and it was really insane what happened. So they brought me to the intensive care. You still can see the scar. That was the moment that I went to intensive care, almost landed in a coma, and on that moment I like almost died. It was this close. The only way is up. But I survived and I recovered. And after that I went all in on sales. I started to do my door-to-door sales job again. And I was not the best. I was a good sales guy. I had potential, but I was not the best. So knocking on every door, calling every client, every conversation that I had, I recorded it. And in the night when my colleagues were drinking beer in a club or watching Netflix, I was at home and listening at my conversation, write it down, look at what I can improve, etc. I did it for a few years until I became the best sales guy. And I made serious money on that point. Now I was making real money. The party era. With success comes excess. I made good money and I started to organize events in Amsterdam. After a few months I became one of the biggest event organizers in Amsterdam. But we came on a point that I did 4 events a week in various clubs in Amsterdam. And after these events we always had the after party at my place, in my house in the city center. We had after parties where I using all the drugs you can imagine, drinking for 3 days straight onwards with people I not even speak with anymore right now. And on that point, when you party that much, drink so much alcohol and use so much drugs on 4 times a week, you also have your sales job next to it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Work-life balance, fuck that. It doesn't work like that. So I came on a point that I knew that I had to change this, because or I'm going to be a drug addict or I'm going to be really broke, but I'm not going to be the best sales guy of the country, what I always want to be. So I had to change something. I moved out of Amsterdam. I left the city. No more drugs, no more alcohol, no more bullshit. I go all in on sales. Every penny that I made, I put back in and self-education. I did various courses for Jordan Belfort, Jeremy Miner, Dan Lok, Daniel G. You can imagine a good sales guy from America, and I will take his course and learn from him. I searched on Amazon the best rated books on sales, ordered those books and read those books. Not only read those books, but study these books, implement those books on a daily basis in my sales conversation until I made serious money. I became one of the best closers in my country. I became obsessed with the human brain, how it works, and the persuasion behind it. Habibi, come to Dubai. I moved to Dubai, the land of opportunities, to start my own business there, in sales. After a few weeks of building my business there, getting the first people in, train them, I got a phone call. An old friend called me. A good friend from the welfare group asked me to become the sales director. That year for me working there was life-changing. I grew a lot on personal level, financial level. It was a big game changer. That year was really important for me. On personal growth, on financial growth. These guys showed me the boundless possibilities in life. The endless possibilities for you as a person. But I still wanted to do my own thing. I started the Wolfpack. After years of darkness, falling down, getting up, getting in the trenches, doing the most fucked up sales jobs you ever can imagine, I can tell you I cracked the code, I mastered the art of selling. And now it is time to show the younger me, to show him this untapped potential, to give him the ultra shortcut for success in sales with this formula that I created the past 11 years. I've seen it all, I've sold it all, small tickets, high ticket offers, ultra high ticket offers. I've been in every trenches, every shitty sales job I have. Now I cracked the code, the formula. Now it's time for the next generation. Now it's time for them to succeed in sales, and I will give them the ultra shortcut. Now it's time for the Wolfpack to take over.